Catastrophe in California.
How do I get to my house?
Lives in chaos.
Our community is just devastated.
It's terrifying.
And amid the everyday victims that are suffering right now, there are also some very famous faces who are dealing with incredible loss.
I want to go home. I just want to see all my stuff and sit on my couch and just really want to go home.
Welcome to Unsolicited, where I make videos about things that nobody asked me to. Today's video is a little bit different than my other content. Recently, there's so much going on in the world. Very terrifying things that we need to talk about. LA is literally burning down. Yeah, raise your hand if you're scared. Yeah, because me too. The wildfire spreading throughout Los Angeles, California is the most destructive natural disaster in the city's history and has already destroyed over 10,000 structures, caused around $8 billion in losses, and 11 people to lose their lives. There's also 13 people reported missing. The firefighters are doing their best, but the biggest fires are still not contained. The fire has begun to spread to other areas, and another 200,000 residents are under an evacuation warning, meaning they may have to evacuate soon. It's being reported that the cause of the fires is a combination of the dryness of California and the powerful Santa Ana winds, creating the perfect condition for such a devastating natural disaster. The first fire erupted in the Palisades area of Los Angeles on Tuesday, January 7th. The fire swept down the hills and along Malibu coast. Palisades is a very affluent neighborhood. Lots of celebrities live here, and there have been many celebrities whose homes have burnt to the ground, which has created a lot of discourse online with people lacking empathy for these celebrities. Paris Hilton watched her home in Malibu burn down to the ground on live TV. Reality TV stars Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt also lost their home in the fire, and they've been sharing their experience on TikTok. They actually watched their home burn down on their security cameras.
It really just comes in waves, but I just want to go home. I just want to see all my stuff and sit on my couch and really want to go home. I'm so homesick.
You know, one of my favorite things about my house burning down, ever since 2010 when The Hills was canceled, everyone on social media and Google I've ever read about myself is I'm a broke nobody. But then it takes all of our possessions in our house burning down, and now in all my comment section, everyone's just like, what are you crying about? You're a rich celebrity. My gosh, what a rebrand.
This Is Us actor Milo Ventimiglia and his wife lost their home, as well as Milo's co-star Mandy Moore and her family, which is such an eerie parallel to their show This Is Us, where there was also a devastating house fire.
What's it like to then stand here?
Heavy, and your heart just breaks.
Leighton Meester and Adam Brody lost their home, Anna Faris, Miles Teller and his wife, Billy Crystal and his wife lost their home of 46 years where they raised their children, grandchildren. Ricky Lake wrote on Instagram about losing her dream home, her sanctuary. And this one right here really hurt my grandma's feelings. Young and the Restless star Eric Braeden also lost his home and broke down in this interview.
A lot of memories here, huh?
45 years, man.
Beyonce's mother, Tina Knowles, lost her home, writing on Instagram, "This is what I was looking at on my birthday this past weekend from my tiny little bungalow on the water in Malibu. It was my favorite place, my sanctuary, my sacred happy place. Now it's gone." Singer Janae Aiko unfortunately lost her home. She said on Instagram, "Me and my children's home is gone, burned to the ground with all of our things inside. Lord have mercy. Thankful we still have each other. Starting from scratch. My heart is so heavy." Janae was getting comments, people saying things like, "Oh, you're rich, boo-hoo, blah, blah, blah." And she hit back saying, "The fact some of you think I have Paris Hilton money is wild. I don't got it like that, but I do have a big, loving family that is worth more than anything. When I was in the second grade, our home burned down with everything in it. I never understood why some of the kids at school were so mean about it because they thought we were rich when we weren't. My family and our friends came together and made sure my mom and me and my siblings had at least one new sweatsuit and one pair of shoes the very next day. I am fortunate enough to be in a better situation than back then, and I pray I can have as much grace as my mother did during that time. I work very hard for my family. I pray that you all stay safe. God bless." Reginae Carter tweeted, "I want to tell the ignorant people something. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Nobody wants to see everything they worked so hard for in ashes. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Telling fortunate people just to buy a new house? Like, huh? Y'all are weird." Obviously, it's devastating for anybody to lose their home with everything in it. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I feel horribly for any person, celebrity or not, rich or poor, who's going through all of this right now. And of course, there are some celebrities who have maybe a known name, but don't have as much money as we would assume. But I think in general, people are more concerned about the regular folks who don't have big names, who aren't being covered by the media, with very little to their name, who have lost everything. The EATON fire has burned over 13,000 acres and has completely destroyed the middle-class neighborhood of Altadena. Altadena actually has historical roots for being one of the first middle-class neighborhoods for Black families. A lot of Black families came to California during the Great Migration, trying to escape Jim Crow laws in the South. They faced discrimination trying to purchase homes in Pasadena, so they settled in Altadena. From interviews I've seen, it seems that Altadena was a very tight-knit community full of working-class citizens who now have lost their entire community.
What's this like for you and your neighbors? I can't imagine the stress level that you're...
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's terrifying.
It was like our dream come true that we worked so hard to get here, and now to see it this way. I never thought I would live through something like this.
Our life is gone. It's not gone. We're alive. We're fortunate, but our home is nothing there but the chimney. Altadena is a special place, and I hope we bounce back.
Everyone keeps asking me, Mama, when are we gonna go home? Everything, all his friends' houses burned down. The Farnsworth Park that we would go to, the hikes we would go to, the libraries, his little school, like all of our community is just devastated.
Aside from the working class people, I'm thinking about the homeless, the disabled. I'm thinking about the animals who've lost their home. Celebrities aren't the only people in Los Angeles, which is why I think there's a lot of discourse online with people having lack of empathy for them. Obviously, they too went through a traumatic event. And obviously, money doesn't fix everything. I'm sure people have lost things that can't be replaced by money. But at the end of the day, a lot of them are going to be all right, you know, whereas there's so many people who aren't. I think people would much rather see celebrities and other people who are more fortunate helping out those that are in need during this time. Actress Jamie Lee Curtis spoke out on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon about the situation in Los Angeles and ways to help.
It's just a catastrophe in Southern California. Obviously, there have been horrific fires in many places. This is literally where I live. Everything. The market I shop in, the schools my kids go to, friends, many friends now have lost their homes. If you know anybody on the West Coast or not, the American Red Cross, support them. They will come in and help people. Do anything you can, anything in your community to help people. Whether you need it or not now, you will need it. Give blood, donate, whatever you can do, animal shelters.
Actress Jennifer Garner unfortunately lost a friend in the fire, but is out helping her community.
Well, I've lived in and around the Palisades for 25 years. So I think all of us we want to get our hands into working somehow to be helpful. And because of my work with Save the Children, we have a relationship with Chef, and I was able to just say, can I be with you for the day? What can I do to help?
My heart just breaks for everyone who lost their homes, their community, their entire livelihood. Those who've lost loved ones. I can't stop thinking about the elderly people who've been displaced throughout all of this.
What did you love and lose in the fire?
I lost everything. From a guy with everything to nothing. I spent my whole life helping people, and I didn't think it would happen to me, but it did.
I can't imagine all the people who aren't going to be able to financially recover from this, especially with insurance companies dropping California residents because of climate change. Some people have bare bones policies that will cover only a fraction of the cost to rebuild. The wildfire isn't even the only issue in LA right now. There's people going to destroyed areas and looting. So now the cops are trying to block these areas off to prevent that, but at the same time, some people who lived in these blocked off areas can't even get to what used to be their home to assess the damage. There's a public health warning because the air quality is so poor from the smoke and the matter in the air. Firefighters are having problems with the water pressure. fire hydrants are literally running dry. Residents of LA County are becoming really frustrated with the government, feeling that the city could have been more prepared. Here's a woman approaching the governor with her concerns.
Governor, I live here, Governor. That was my daughter's school, Governor. Please tell me what you're going to do.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
Khloe Kardashian called Mayor Karen Bass a joke on her Instagram story, causing her to receive backlash for spreading misinformation, as Mayor Bass recently increased the fire department's budget by $50 million. The whole situation is just unprecedented, and people are looking for somebody to blame. They want a scapegoat. The issue of the fire department being underprepared and understaffed, though, is not a new issue. The fire department chief spoke out about how the growth of the city has doubled since 1960, and they need around 62 new fire stations to be able to safely cover the whole city. As of now, the Palisades fire, which is the biggest, has burned through over 22,000 acres, and as of right now, it's only 11% contained. There's also the EATON fire in Altadena, there's the Hearst fire in San Fernando Valley, which is about 80% contained, and then there's the Kenneth fire, which was started by an arsonist that's 50% contained. The suspect who ignited the Kenneth fire has now been arrested, thankfully, because why are you starting fires in the midst of a wildfire? Huh? I've actually seen a couple people with conspiracy theories that someone is starting all of these fires. This is a video that Gianni Paolo from Power posted.
All right, quick update. Someone is setting these fires. I don't know who it is, but I said this yesterday and everyone said I was insensitive. I don't know how weather works, embers, this and that. There's no way it's going from Palisades to Pasadena to Hollywood Hills. Now Calabasas closest to me. It's insane. And at any moment, you don't know where the next one could be because you don't know how they're even happening. So someone is setting these fires and it's insane at this point. So I'll keep you guys updated. Apparently they also said that now they have someone in custody for the Kenneth fire, which was the closest one to me, Hidden Hills, Calabasas over there. So, I mean, there's proof. There's people saying that they're seeing people set fires. I don't know who it is.
Chris Brown posted on Instagram, someone's starting these fires. Stuff's not adding up. Chris Brown had also posted, LA, make sure y'all throw a ceremony or parade for those firefighters and first responders after this. Also, the prisoners who were out there risking their lives need the time knocked off their sentences, which that is definitely a word right there. The firefighters are out here doing their thing, risking their lives, trying to protect everyone, trying to protect the city. They deserve so much. I can't imagine how hard of a job they must have. And yes, shout out to the prisoners. There's almost 1,000 incarcerated men and women who are on the front lines fighting these fires. They're a part of a volunteer program led by the California Department of Corrections, and these are prisoners in minimum security prisons. And these prisoners who are risking their lives are only being paid between $5 to $10 a day. At the end of this, the firemen are going to be honored, they're going to get an award, they're going to be celebrated, all that. Meanwhile, the prisoners are going to go right back to their cell and be forgotten. Granted, they also are earning credit to help reduce their sentences. We really do need to be thanking these prisoners who volunteer to do this voluntarily, risking their lives, going to dangerous situations. Because personally, if I was a prisoner and y'all telling me I can sign up to go fight fires, I'm gonna escape. I'm gonna run, and y'all gonna think I perished in the fire. Not gonna yak. All jokes aside though, I'm praying for LA. Seeing the images of all the devastation is just so shocking. It looks like post-apocalyptic, straight out of a movie. The whole world in general is just turned upside down. We're only 11 days into the year. Can we turn the clock back? Because we gotta do it over. Because what is going on? Right from New Year's Eve, with the attack in New Orleans, to planes crashing, to LA literally burning down, it's too much. And on top of that, the government trying to ban TikTok. We can't even be happy no more. They so concerned about banning TikTok, and the world is literally falling apart. The sky is falling, help. Anyways, y'all stay safe. Get right with the Lord, and that's it. That's the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all things that YouTubers be telling people to do, and I'll see you next time. Bye.